Hi, my name is Eddie Tomlinson. I am the Director of Facility Services at the Heritage at Brentwood. And so this is our camera system for the Heritage at Brentwood. This is a recordable camera system. We have four cameras that are fixed cameras, which means they do not move, and we have two pan, tilt, and zooms. Those are called PTZs. One of these that we have that is a PTZ is located at the front of the Magnolia building in the clubhouse area. And as you can see, we can pretty much scan anywhere on the property that we can gain access with a view from that area. If we want to zoom in on something, we have an option on here as well where we can highlight that area and it will zoom in. Now this is Winfield, which is way up the street there, but what this camera is shooting now is what it actually records. So we always have to make sure that it's in an area to where we can always get as much footage as possible with it. This camera system will do recordings up to 90 days, and at the end of those 90 days, day 1 will fall off, and then day 91 will record, and so forth, like day 92, and day 2 falls off. So you can see pretty good with this camera. Like I said, it has to be set at where we want it to record, but I can pretty much get just about anything with it. Now our other camera. This is what they call the Medisys system. This Medisys system controls almost every facet of the heating and cooling system in the community. For example, I have several options on here. One of the options are I can monitor the chilled water system, I can monitor the cooling towers, I can monitor the hot water system. I have air handlers that are 3 main air handlers to the commons area, which is the clubhouse, dining room, so forth like that. And then I have control of those VAV boxes there. We have, the nursing center, and then A and B wing. So this system controls all the heating and air, chilled water system. So this is downstairs. We have 2 chillers, and so this tells us our supply of chilled water coming in. This tells us the temperature of water going in, the temperature of water going out. It tells us what pumps are on, what percentage of the pump speed is actually on. When you have days to where you have a mild day, say 50 degrees outside, you may use a little of the outside air versus what's inside, so you won't use a lot. And so this kind of tells us what we're using, and it gives us a system. So we supply hot water to both A, B building and the clubhouse area. That does the laundry, that does the dishes in the kitchen, and then all the residence places as well. I need hot water, so we have 5 holding tanks downstairs, and those holding tanks hold that water and maintain it at 148 or 150 degrees. This is one of the air handlers that we have. This one here this was air handler number 3. So what this does is this is what we call an outside damper. This is just a diagram kind of, so when somebody's in here working on it, they kind of know what how the system's working. So what we have here is we have return air temps, and then we have mixed air damper. So what happens is, what we try to do is keep fresh air in the building. And so depending on the temperature outside depends on the width or the amount of the damper that is opened. So for example, this damper is open at 10% right now. To maintain the temperature that we have right now, the discharge air temp of 53 degrees. Okay, so that's what this thing is trying to blow out, because the building evidently is hot today. Must have a lot of heat in the building. So now this unit knows that it's in air conditioning mode. So now that's why it's blowing cool air. Here, you will
So this is basically the building facilities and not our individual rooms.
No, it is not. These air handlers here are not. Now, when you go back and you have the chilled water, cooling towers, and the hot water system, that is your system. But the system has to be one of two. It either has to be calling for heat or it has to be calling for air conditioning. We are not at that point to where we can allow somebody to have both at both times of the year. And that's why it's so important when the summer is here, humidity is unbelievable in Tennessee. You're looking sometimes the humidity's 50-60%. You can go out here and walk on it. It's so thick sometimes. But residents will have their air conditioning on in their homes. They will have the door and the windows wide open. That's a rainstorm waiting to happen right there is what that is. I mean, it's humidity unbelievably bad. And it causes the vents to leak, it streaks down the walls, it tears. 3 air handlers there's one for A building, one for B building. This does your apartments. Let's go in here and look at yours in Dogwood building. So this is the one in your building. So right now it's calling for 10% cooling, no reheat, 74.2 degrees, which that's my goal. My goal is to keep this entire place at 74 degrees all the time. That's where the residents like it. They like 74 degrees. So backwards, it would be terrible. Yeah. But I can't allow access by those thermostats, but if we do, then, I mean, you can imagine we have hundreds of people that live here, and if we don't have some type of control over it, it's going to be bad.